Greetings, Internet Drinking Buddies. My name is Link, the show's name is Tubbin and Chugging, and on this episode, I'll be imbibing Chartreuse. Chartreuse? Chartreuse? Welcome back to the tub, everybody. We have a unique product on the channel. This episode, we have the only alcohol in the world to have a color named after it. Let's take a closer look. Dating back to 1605, and again, I like to provide a sort of a historical context when I say this drink is over 400 years old. So 1605 is the same year as the November 5th gunpowder treason and plot. Guy Fawkes, the whole deal. That's how old this product is. But in that year, Chartreuse here was born. I apologize again for my ever poor French. I hope I'm saying that at least somewhat close to correctly. In that year, in the Alpine monastery La Grande Chartreuse, the monks that were working there developed the first sort of taste of it, the recipe, which has been secretively guarded by members of that order ever since. And the recipe produced this sort of natural yellow-greenish color, which also took the name Chartreuse because it's a unique shade, I guess, of yellow and green there. So what's in this secret recipe for this unique color beverage? Well, obviously we don't know all the details, but they do put here on the bottle that there are over 130 alpine herbs. So perhaps we should expect something more akin to a Jägermeister? We'll have to see. Now, if you thought that you could get an imported secret recipe French beverage for cheap, you would obviously be wrong. This comes in quite expensively at $55 for a fifth. Now, that number 55 coincidentally also refers to the ABV, so it's a little bit generous in that, it's a stronger product, even if it is expensive. And the ABV is very high at 55%. It's one of the highest we've had on the channel. I think Stro is like 80, but outside of that, pretty up there. So all things told, our dollar to drink ratio isn't really that bad. It's $2.67 a drink when you put it into the formula, which we've definitely had more expensive things on the channel before. So, it's pricey, but it's not too bad. But luckily, they don't just sell it in fifth. I was able to pick this up in a 10th here. So even though the APV or the dollar per drink on that is closer to 3 instead of 267, you don't have to spend the whole $55 just to try this super unique product out. Now, they recommend mixing this with like a tonic or a soda, maybe putting a lemon in there. That's all fine and good, but this is Tubbin and Chugging. So we're also going to be pouring it over ice, which I say is perfectly fine to do. And we'll go ahead and tip that bad boy on the rocks. Look at that color. That's pretty cool. Not quite like as dark as like a Midori, which we did on here, but still an interesting color. Ooh, definitely an alpine-y scent to it. This should be interesting. We need a toast. So given that it's a French monastery liqueur, try to find some Gregorian chanting of French monks. So I'll play that in the background here. Set the mood. It's a sting, immediate kind of taste, like a bee sting or like a needle, kind of like pierced your tongue. It has a very sharp initial taste to it. Alpine-y, kind of herby. It's not quite like that sweetness of like a Jaeger, though. It's more of, again, that sort of sharp, stinging kind of taste to it. Not bad. It's very fierce and open about its taste. It doesn't try to conceal it at all, even with a little bit of ice covering it up. It definitely has this kind of like airy vibe to it. They're alpine herbs or whatever, big secluded area. Maybe drinking this like Again, like a campfire type situation sounds pretty good. The sharp stinging taste to remind you, you're outside, you can smell. Again, it has a very nice smell to it. But like creating that sort of context for the environment of the drink. Which, I don't talk about it all that much, but drinking something in your hot tub is definitely a different effect than, say, drinking, at your couch or like in a bar. You can go to those. It has a nice sort of aroma to it in general, and I think the drink is adding to that sort of vibe, much more so than like, just sipping on Fireball would do. So in that sense, it's interesting, in that it really does feel like crafted in a way, like that it's meant to be enjoyed in a specific type of atmosphere, or like in a specific situation, in a specific context. Because on its own, it's a unique profile, like I mentioned, but it's not like overtly crazy in one direction. It's not just like here's 100% or 50% alcohol cinnamon liqueur, and it's just like blasting you with cinnamon or anything like that. It really is just like a created, crafted product that has this ability to it to just seem unique and interesting. I suppose I should point out that I like it, in that it tastes good. It's not just like, this weird sort of artistic thing that you're creating and you're trying to write a word essay on it. Oh, yes, oh, brilliant product. Yes. The Alpine Sinistry, yeah, all that good stuff. At its core, it's still pretty good and sippable. It's just so kind of out there in what it is, and the price-wise is definitely a factor in it, that it feels like you're not supposed to just be drinking this on a random Tuesday or whatever. It is like a special thing you break out and you enjoy it in a specific way. So to that end, pretty good stuff. It's definitely pricey, and it has kind of this like, unique taste profile that makes it hard to just wholeheartedly recommend to anybody to go pick out a tenth of it, because even a tenth of it's looking to run you like $30. So like, it's kind of a hard sell from that regard, in that you have to have an idea of what you'd want to do with it before you would just sort of add it to your liquor collection and kind of show it off to people, which kind of thing I like to do. But from like a general purpose recommendation, I don't know if I can go that far. It's a fun thing that if you can like find it, I say this every now and again, but if you see it at a bar, like on a menu like that, and you're in like we're like trying different things out tonight. You're not just like there to dance or whatever, but you're like, I want to try this new alcohol. See if you can start sort of seek it out that way, and then maybe get into the 10th, and sort of have that on hand for, like a camping trip. I think is probably the best context to enjoy this guy in, or your hot tub. It's good. It's good. It's just, again, it's difficult to wholeheartedly recommend for those reasons. I'm going to keep sipping away on this as I finish it up. But as always, please let me know if there are other alcohols you would like to see me review. If there is a specific context in which you would like to see me review, let me know that as well. And as always, please